I know you know how it is. Women and men, when you don't like somebody, everything they do annoys you because you don't like them.
Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. Hey, what's up? So today we are going to be reviewing Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 6. Let's get into it. Okay, so this episode opens up like how it usually does, just going from couple to couple. And we start off with Dom and Mac, and she basically feels like he plays too much. And I can see how that's annoying. Like, that's why I usually like a more like chill type of a guy, because sometimes somebody playing too much and you're not in the mood could just be very annoying. She calls her mother to like check in and just talk to her mom or whatever, and then we cut to Gina and Clint, and Gina literally does not shut up about her business. And it's like, I get it, right? Like, I have a business, I understand. Later on in the episode, I think it was, who was it that made the point that like, when you have a business and you're so engulfed in it, it's always on your mind. I can't remember who it was, but that was a really good point. Because that's how it is, especially when you love what you do and you really like, you know, enjoy it. You want to talk about it. But I also feel like sometimes she does not read the room. It's like, girl, he is tired of hearing about your salon. And he like, yo, I want to know who is Gina outside of the salon. But it's like, I feel like Gina has made like her salon a personality trait. So then Aris and Jazz get massages. And when they were getting the massage, I guess like the topic of sex or something like that came up, and he seemed like he was not interested in really like talking about it. And she kind of like felt a way about that, but we'll talk about that more later. So then we get Chris and Nicole talking about sex and pleasing each other in relationships and stuff like that, which again, I feel like those are difficult conversations to have, but they need to be had. So like, I just like that they have those types of conversations that will kind of like come up throughout the relationship. So then we get all of the couples meeting up finally, and it was very awkward. I'm like, oh my God, like I get it. They are all strangers, including strangers in their marriages too. Like, so it just was very, very awkward. But then we find out that Aris made a comment about blowing Jazz's back out, and it's just like, So this is where we get in this scene, Clint doing that whole or making the whole slender comment, right? So I feel a couple of ways about that, because we could say that, oh, he was doing that to take a jab at her because she kind of like took a jab at him, right? We could say that. And that might be true. We don't know. Or he could really just be saying that that is usually his preference. I feel like just because you have a certain preference does not mean that you always end up with that preference, because sometimes you fall in love with people based on who they are. Shocker. But I feel like, is it wrong for him to say that that's his preference, but it's not wrong for her to say that she doesn't prefer redheads or whatever? I feel like it's all, it's the same thing to me in my eyes. Like, she kind of was rude about the way she said hers, and I felt like when he said whatever he said, it didn't really come off rude to me, but all of the women were offended. But I feel like I might not have felt a way about what he said because of how rude Gina was with her preference comment. Does that make sense? Like, I felt like she was kind of rude about what she said. So that's why I didn't really feel bad. And then my problem was because Gina tried to make it seem like, oh, it's all of these curvy women here, and now what about them, and da-da-da-da. And then she said, well, just for reference, or just to be clear, my waist is a 26. And it's like, okay, so now what about all of the curvy women around you? Like, you could say your waist is a 26 in a way to kind of like level yourself up or make yourself seem like you're up here, and somebody that doesn't have a 26-inch waist, then they, like, you know, it just was like, girl, you sitting here talking about, oh, what about the curvy girls? What about the curvy girls? But by the way, I have a 26-inch waist. It's like, what? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it just was kind of like, what are you doing? Are you like feeling away because, oh my God, the curvy women, but then you're also in a way inadvertently putting down the curvy women by bragging about your waist being a 26. Miss Ma'am, go away from me with this. So then they go and ride the horses in the water, and it looked fun to me. Like, but McKinley, I think his name is McKinley. I've been saying Mac for so long, I don't even remember. But I'm gonna say, I'm just go back to Mac. Mac was complaining the whole time, and I just was like, what is happening? Like, that really did look like something fun. He's like, oh, it really wasn't that big of a deal. We rode horses in the water in a lap. And it's just like, wow, like, ain't nothing worse than a Debbie Downer ass man. Like, oh, get out my face. The girls concur. Like, nobody likes that. That is very unattractive. You acting like a little girl complaining the whole time. Shut up. But doing it in a joking way to make it seem like you're joking, but you're really serious and you're just trying to laugh it off, and that makes it worse. Then I was also confused because earlier in the morning when she said that she wanted to do that, he was acting like he was so excited and saying all of that stuff about him riding horses before. And it's just like, another thing that I can't stand is somebody who just be talking out their ass. Like, stop. Because for me, I'm going to say what I mean what I say type of a person. And I'm not trying to say like I'm always just super serious, because I'm definitely a goof troop. However, I don't like when somebody just is talking frivolously for no reason. And that's obviously what he was doing earlier that day. Just saying stuff. If you don't really like to ride horses and all of that, why were you saying that you do? So the next thing I want to talk about is like when the guys got with the guys and the girls got with the girls, right? Because in this episode, we see that Aris basically was saying that he gets more of a friend vibe from Jazz. And I was very confused about that. And here's the thing with these types of shows, the Love is Blind, the Married at First Sight, they be fronting in the beginning. They be fronting, and I hate that. I'm realizing that like these reality shows are just, throw them all away. Like, everybody be faking. Cause to me, in the beginning of this whole, when they was meeting each other, everybody was talking about how beautiful the other person is, and oh my God, she's gorgeous. My wife is gorgeous, with gorgeous, all of this stuff. But now all of a sudden you ain't attracted to her, and you get a friend vibe from her. Cause I feel like for me, it's nothing wrong with just saying like, yo, at first sight, I was not really attracted to her. Like, be honest. I don't know. I don't know which is worse, but I just don't like, you can't try to make it seem like you're so attracted to the person and then be like, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm not. Cause that means you a fraud. So then Jazz is telling the girls that like Aris says that he's attracted to her, but he never tries to really like make a move or anything. And it's like, that's my point. Like, don't say that you're attracted to somebody if you really aren't. I don't know. I feel like I would rather somebody keep it a buck with me than to like lie to me and then I find out the truth later on. That's worse. Tell me the truth up front. And if you're not attracted to me, that's completely fine. Either it'll grow or it won't, and we just won't be together. And I could go find somebody who is attracted to me. You get what I'm saying? Instead of like this trying to like make it seem like, oh yeah, I am. But your actions show that you're not. It's a waste of everybody's time. But then we get in the next scene, Aris saying that Jazz is like on a scale, she's like a 12 in terms of being attracted to him, but he at like a 4. And to me, I just felt like, because you've been lying this whole time and making it seem like you was attracted to her, saying that was completely inappropriate. And he could have just said, I'm not as attracted to her as she is to me. Because you already dug yourself in a hole by lying this whole time, making it seem like you was attracted to her. And even when you were amongst the people, you said that you were. So it's like, you've been lying this whole time, but then you want to be like, oh yeah, she OD attracted to me, and I'm just like barely getting there. And it's just like, come on. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I like for somebody to tell me the truth, because if I don't have it with you, that's completely fine. It's many other people that exist in the world that I could potentially have it with. So don't waste my time. Like, if it ain't working here, you just let me know that. Like, and I get it for the show. They got to kind of go through the motions, but you don't have to lie about that. Even if you do have to kind of continue on throughout the process and try to build the attraction, at least you starting it off keeping it honest. Like, I don't know. Because I feel like a lot of these people, they just fronting. And it's like that with a lot of these shows. The Love is Blind, even Love Without Borders. All of these people just be lying. It's annoying. So then we get Kirsten. You see how I said that right in the first time? We get Kirsten and Shaq talking, and it just was like, yo, none of these people like each other. I just don't understand. And then she was like complaining about his sense of humor and wanting him to like not make jokes so much. But then she was like, no, I want you to be yourself. And when it's too much, I'll just let you know. And it's just like, I get it. Nobody wants somebody that's playing 24/7. That is annoying. But I also feel like and we don't see them all the time. So I don't know. But from what I'm able to see on the screen, it don't really seem like Shaq be playing too much. It just seemed like he got a lighthearted spirit. But not that he like joke and play around too much. Like, I don't know. But obviously that's how she feels. So she is experiencing something that we don't get to see. But when she said, oh, just be yourself, he like, no, but you don't like that. And it's like, no, like, for real. She don't like that. She don't like you. And she trying, and it's really just not working out for her. And I was like, oh, they touching each other more and all of that. But I don't know. It just don't seem like they like each other, because if you want him, it seems that is like a core part of his personality, and you don't like that. So you probably not going to like the other parts. And she also doesn't like the way that he talks to her. She feels like he is like giving a speech. So it's like, it's giving you just don't like him at all. And you know, I know you know how it is. Women and men, when you don't like somebody, everything they do annoys you because you don't like them. And in the real world, you wouldn't actually be around somebody that you just really don't like. But in the show, you're kind of forced to do it. So like, I feel like that's really what's going on. These people just don't really like each other. So everything is annoying them about the other person. So then we get Jazz and Aris talking, and she basically gets vulnerable. She has a vulnerable moment, which we already know that she said that's hard for her to do, right? She gets vulnerable and she says, yo, I'm afraid that if I am furthering this with you and I fall in love with you, that you won't fall in love with me. He sounds like everybody just need to pump their brakes. As if she was saying that she was falling in love with him already. It's like, yo, chill out with the cockiness and the arrogance, because to keep it a buck, you really are not that. Okay? I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And I'm not saying he an ugly man, because he not. He a cute guy, but he an average looking dude. So chill out with the whole, everybody just need to pump their brakes like she falling in love with you right now. Chill out. He feel like she's sweating him or something. Like I feel like that's how he feel. He feels like she is literally gonna drink his bathwater. And I'm pretty sure she ain't giving it up like that. These people really, I don't know if you could tell, they really irked my nerve this episode. Like, I just was like, ugh. But then Gina and Clint talk, and they kind of blow up and things go wrong. And so that was the end of this episode. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are not subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.